Hey guys, so today we are starting this new podcast. It's going to be called The Red Circle. Dun, dun, dun.
Red
Can
Circle.
you believe it? I can't believe it. I got my great friend and guest and co-conspirator over here with me, Vanessa.
Hey guys.
So my name's Edward Beck. I'll be, I guess, the MC. I don't know what that means. Like master of coolness, but yeah, definitely the person that's the most modest in the room. But that's what everybody tells me. So today, the way I was thinking about it, and this kind of was like my little idea, was to go through personality tests with Vanessa, so you can get to know Vanessa through a personality test. And I'm like a weirdo that I like to constantly go through different personality tests. And I thought it would be a great way for you guys to get to know her.
Yeah.
And then I can kind of dabble into my personality as well. And then you kind of get to know maybe the nuances of it. And also I do it every time when I'm working with somebody that I'm going to be working with for a while. So I can understand you better.
That's smart.
So that I can maybe not step on your toes as much. Maybe understand what gives you a little more fulfillment, how you look at the world. You know, we all kind of, I think most people are a little bit naive when they think that everybody thinks the way they think.
Yeah, totally.
But let me ask you this. Would you agree that extroverts kind of understand the world more than introverts, mainly because we know that we're extroverts and that's not normal? And introverts are like, you're so talkative, would you shut up? And they think that's normal. But we know we're not normal.
Yeah. I think, so Jake, my husband, he's an introvert.
For sure.
Because he's so quiet, he's observing. So he'll see things that I don't see. So, I don't know. I think we need both.
Honestly, I do. Like, I think that's what I'm trying to say, is that I think the extrovert kind of realizes that they're not normal and that they need the other person to kind of balance their craziness out.
Yes.
Because
if I had an extrovert as a husband, it'd be rough.
Yeah.
I think.
It'd be a tug of war.
It would be.
I'm in the center of attention.
It's
Everybody
me.
pay attention to me.
Exactly.
No, it's funny. And I don't even think extroversion necessarily means that you want the center of attention. It's more that, and this is kind of like a Myers-Briggs thing, which you haven't done yet, which we'll get into at the next one, is that we talk through our ideas out loud.
Yes.
They talk through their ideas in their head. So if you bring all this information to the introvert, they're like, okay, you have to give me some time so that I can compile and have the internal conversation, and then I can come back to you and have the conversation.
Yeah.
Where we're like, no, we could let's just shoot from the hip and figure it out right now.
Yeah. And then we're done.
Yeah.
And then it's good.
We got it out.
Yeah.
You know, and but the introverts, they're more, they want to go into the cave, and then they come back and they're like, oh, I'm more wise now. I understand.
They've got to process it.
Yes, yes.
Totally.
So we process it verbally. They process it internally.
Yeah.
Hence introvert, extrovert.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to go through a couple of, I think it would be nice to start with the Greek personality types, which pretty much most of it kind of is derived from, they're not necessarily even personality types, they call them temperaments.
Okay.
So a temperament is kind of like the way that you're tempered, right? You know, like that's where you get the term temper.
Yes.
Most people have heard of one of the different types of the personalities. They've heard of melancholy.
Yes. I've heard of that.
Everybody's like, oh, that's a melancholy song. That's a melancholy way of being, or he's kind of melancholy. But most people have never heard of the other ones.
I feel like I might have. My mom likes all of those tests and like 5 love languages and all those books.
Okay.
So I might know quite a bit of them.
Okay, well that's good. Okay. And I purposely wanted to kind of go through this live so that we could get proper reactions, right? So the first thing I would say is, and I usually try and evaluate somebody's personality by asking them a set of questions.
Okay.
So if you're uncomfortable with it, you don't have to just say pass,
Okay.
right? And then I'll say fail. No, I'm just kidding.
I plead the fifth.
I can't say that for the right that it might incriminate me. Right? Okay, so first is, do you like to be alone or do you like to be with people, which we obviously know?
So, I am an introverted extrovert.
Okay.
So I love being around people.
You can't be on both sides.
I know, but I also need to be alone.
Yes.
A lot.
So I agree with that.
I'm like half and half.
I agree with that. I think everybody is a percentage of everything.
Yeah.
There's not one or the other.
Yeah.
You're just you're more dominant. So you're more dominant. I would say you're more extroverted.
When I'm around people, super extroverted, but I definitely need my time to recharge.
Yeah.
But around people, I'm very extroverted.
Yeah. I think that's true. I think that's true for most people. Like, I need time to be alone.
Yeah. Specifically
because I always, I like to research things, and I like to just know random factoids. So
and then text everybody the links and the facts.
I don't share it on social media because then I'll get banned.
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, this.
I know, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. I can't wait to get 3 strikes on YouTube. Okay. So the next thing, are you generally, and these are generalizations, so I would just say, this is not who you forced yourself to become through sheer willpower.
Okay.
This is who you naturally were, like, before middle school and before everybody became masked. Sanguine. So sanguine is that other personality that's kind of like the outgoing, everybody likes them, everybody wants to be them in middle school, and we all generally get masked that personality in middle school. So so in middle school, before you changed to try and fit in, who were you generally, so that's where I say all those questions is that person, answer it from that. It's like your core self.
Yeah.
Are you generally messy or clean?
Messy.
Okay. Are you if there's mess on the floor in your bedroom, does it prevent you from going to sleep, or
no? Not at all.
Okay, so melancholy is out of the bag immediately. Okay, and then if you're in a group of like 5 people, do you generally tell people like, let's do this? Are you usually the take the charge type? Or if somebody's like, hey, let's do this, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, you kind of just go with the flow.
If somebody takes charge first, I'll go with the flow.
Okay.
But a lot of times, I'll take charge.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's kind of like a little breathing room there. If you go into a party, do you generally know, even if you don't know anybody, do you leave knowing everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very sanguine.
Yeah. I definitely can. I mean, depends on my mood, but most of the times, yes.
Do you think if you're in a group and you know some 2 other friends that are in the same group or maybe in an auxiliary group that people you know, and they're over there talking and they're laughing, do you instantly think they're talking about you behind your back?
No. I have a lot of family members that think that way, and like people around me, so I don't do that. I'm like,
Okay, and that's not naturally your state. Naturally, you think people are kind and...
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you prove it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, there's a lot of scumbags out there.
Yes.
Okay. So that's very good.
Okay.
So I would immediately tell you you're sanguine, and sanguines are like the funnest personality types.
Perfect. Yes, I agree.
They're super fun personality types. They're always for what's the next fun thing that they can do. They're generally about the now, opposed to so much in the future.
Yeah.
They're very much in the moment.
Yeah.
They can let everything go and be in the moment.
Yes.
Which other personalities have a really hard time doing, which is a skill that you have. They generally think everybody likes them and then they like everybody else, which is another huge advantage.
And even if somebody doesn't like me, I don't care.
Yeah.
Unless they mean something to me, like if it's family, I'll be like, Marr.
Yeah.
But if they don't matter.
Yeah, I don't think you take things to heart as easily as other people take it to heart.
I don't.
You can get over things easier. That sanguine personality is known for that.
Yeah. I literally, I have a bounce back time of like 2 seconds. So I have to remind myself when people are scumbags. My husband Jake will remind me.
He's like, no.
He's like, Vanessa, remember how they did this? I'm like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that they did that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I have to kind of remember when people suck because.
Okay. Yeah, people do. So that's good. So the 5 personalities are and I just went over surface level.
Yeah.
Is the sanguine, which is like the life of the party, fun, knows everybody. Phlegmatic. Phlegmatic is my wife. So my wife's very phlegmatic. Phlegmatic is to go with the flow, not ruffle any feathers. They're the more loyal personality type out of all of them.
Yeah.
They're even though they go with the flow, they have like a moral compass that's stronger than most people.
Yes.
So they don't necessarily, like if you wanted to tell them, like they wanted pizza, but they'll go eat a burger.
Yeah.
They'll go eat tacos. They're not going to fight you on that. But if you said, hey, let's go do some Coke.
They're like, no, thank you.
They're not going to go do Coke.
Yeah.
You know, but the sanguine, that's one of your weaknesses. Is that you get more easily talked into things than the other personality types.
I could see that when I was younger, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think it comes from this place of in the moment, fun, and surface level. It's kind of it's a bad word, but it's more shallow than it is deep.
Okay.
So which comes with advantages and disadvantages. You know, and then you have the melancholy.
Yeah.
The melancholy is they're the deepest personality type. I'm not melancholy. And they're super deep. They're just like everything's serious.
Okay.
And they're the emotional roller coaster of personality types. They're the ones that deal with the most like depression and stuff like this. Because everything, they take it to heart.
They feel it.
They take it to heart.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are like at their house like reading novels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're super by themselves. They don't want to be with people. They're kind of being drained by everybody.
Yeah.
But they're very smart. They're the smartest personality, temperament. They're very like detail oriented.
Yeah.
Not saying that the others are not, but it's a generality.
Okay.
So you have sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholy, and then you have choleric.
Okay.
Or choleric, depending on how you want to say it.
Yeah.
So I'm choleric. My strength is that I'm not afraid of taking risk. Everything has a purpose. I rarely ever do anything that doesn't have a purpose.
Okay.
Like I can't just do things.
Yeah.
Like that's why I hate housework.
Yeah.
Because I don't see a purpose of making my bed if I'm just gonna get in it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. It's like, do I take my shoes off and tie them when I put them in the closet?
Yeah.
No.
Why? Yeah.
But we do that when we make our bed.
Yeah.
So I don't see a purpose in it. You know, Jordan Peterson would argue.
Disagree.
Right. But that's my natural state of mind is that I don't see, if there's no purpose in it, I don't see the reason to do it. Yeah. So everything has to be a purpose. Like
what about watching TV?
Watching TV is about resting my brain.
Okay.
That's the purpose.
Okay.
That's the purpose. I have to recharge my battery.
Yeah.
I get in a group. I want to tell everybody what to do, which is a strength and a weakness.
Yeah.
Because I just want like everybody sit down and be quiet and let me tell you what to do. Like that's my natural state, which is not good when you're supposed to be following orders.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's my grind that I'm against as my natural state where I just want to be very assertive.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the book of Ecclesiastes, it talks about there's a time and place for everything under the sun.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, so you have to be able to turn it off, that light switch. And that's what's great about these kind of internal studies is because you can learn about yourself and you'd be like, That's why I'm always getting in trouble. That's why I'm always getting fired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why my boss is like hates me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You know? So that's the 4 temperaments or the 4 personalities, and there's so much more that we can go into it. But that's great. I could totally see you as a sanguine, and every group needs a sanguine.
Yeah.
Every group needs a sanguine. Every group needs a choleric, and then you can have like a bunch of melancholies and phlegmatics because they don't mess with anybody else. And the melancholy will just come in and out whenever they feel like it, and then the phlegmatics are just like down for whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they're like ride or die.
Let's do it. Yeah.
They're like ride or die type personalities, and the sanguine's like. Sanguine's the one that's kind of like, let's not do that because that's not fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That does not sound like fun. This sounds like fun. And then the choleric's like, dang it, she's right. All right.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, totally.
So that's kind of the depiction of it.